Welcome back, Flipboard fam. This is your favorite coach, Coach Jeffrey, and I have three amazing guests here today. I have the incomparable Diana McGhee. I also have Miss Jaime Donally and Dr. Marialice Curran.
You got it.
All right.
All right, so thank y'all for coming on the show. Thank you for stopping and talking. We're talking about something very important today. We're talking about security for schools. So I'm from Texas. So that right there, that should just let you know how serious security is for us now. What's a new focus for us. Let's talk about cybersecurity because I know that's what your focus is. So why is cybersecurity a focus or important for educators and schools and school districts today?
Yeah, I'll get started on that one. It's really interesting because I feel like when we're talking about cybersecurity, it's like, what do I have to do as a result of something that's already happened, as opposed to being prepared and understanding exactly what is necessary to stop the attacks that we're facing in education. And honestly, it's something we probably should have been on board about 5 years ago so that when this time came, we weren't the victims. And that's what our schools are really facing right now. So I think cybersecurity is a result of being hacked, being ransomed, really just even bad use of data and things getting out there or inaccessible, all of the above. I think cybersecurity should have already been here. Want to share?
I will. And as a former tech director, I will say that one of the things that I feel like we can do better is to educate our students, because the students don't realize how much data that they're sharing back and forth with the different platforms that they're on daily. And if we start young and teach them the value of their data and how not to give it away to just anyone, then hopefully the phishing scams, the cybersecurity, the ransomware threats, that they won't be compromised.
My focus is, I work with school communities literally around the world around digital citizenship. And so that foundation about security, being alert, how do I create safe spaces for myself, for others? It's critical. But then that other component, if I was to add a layer to this conversation, is yes, our students need to be actively doing this, but let's have an opportunity to invite the outside school community. So it's an intergenerational approach where the outside community comes and learns with the students rather than having that expert that's talking at students. And so to be a pathfinder and to have that focus, to me, I feel like this aspect of safety really is about being alert. And if our young people can do it, let's put them in a situation like the same thing. If they don't understand about the privacy, what they're giving out for their data, I don't think the grown-ups are going to understand either. So it really, I feel like this is something for an entire school community to get on board with. And that's what identity automation is all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say digital identity is a foundation for that. It's really, I talk a lot about the metaverse and those types of concepts. Blockchain is certainly coming into play. It is a follow of our digital identities. A metaverse won't be owned by one person. It doesn't exist yet. But when we do move into that kind of a space, immersive internet, if you will, that it is going to be our digital identities that will be everywhere doing everything, every bit of our activity, every choice we make, all of that following us in all these different spaces. And I don't think people think about things like that. And our digital identity needs to be protected. And that's why the management is so essential, especially in schools as they're going up from K-12 to higher ed.
What does identity automation do for schools and school districts?
Yeah, specifically, I'll start off with the fact outside of cybersecurity, we are known for our life cycle management, meaning from the time somebody starts to the time somebody ends, whenever they need something, they have access immediately. And then when they're not supposed to have it, it's immediately turned off. And at what level each person needs it is all also divided and conquered in one central location. So instead of going to this platform on Google and getting you in and out, and going over here to this platform for Flipgrid, getting you in and out, and you know what I mean? Like, you're not going from one place to the next, and nobody has time for that. But having it all in one place, housed, and that persona identifying what the needs of one individual is, exactly the access they're supposed to have at the moment they start, they get it. And the moment that they end, it's taken away. So we don't have those accounts that are sitting there. I still have an account from when I was in a school district from 5 years ago with Google. how much is that opening up the floodgates for somebody else to get in that I'm not protecting or checking? So I think those things that we just don't have time for in schools ultimately put us at risk. So really that life cycle management, being able to get everybody in one central place, those are some critical areas that identity automation does well.
What is your role of a pathfinder for identity?
Okay, personally, like my answer might be different, but I was really interested with that connection to digital citizenship. And I know that is a really broad, like digital citizenship now, just as like e-safety gets broad, it gets confusing, it means a lot of things to a lot of people. But at the foundation, we have to build, our school communities need to build this foundation built on safety, and then you can add layers to it. So that idea of that digital identity and having our students, our educators, our parents and caregivers, the outside community to really understand and hone that. And I'm always about creating learning experiences. So if our young people could like have an opportunity, a school community says, for a community to come and learn with the students, that's why I really wanted to be a pathfinder, to be like, I don't know, the Pied Piper. Like, we need to have more people talking about this and doing it, right? It's an actionable piece. So that's why I was interested in joining. Plus, honestly, it's Jaime Donally, too. Let's just add that.
She's in good company.
Really?
So I have a little bit of a different angle because I retired from a technology director position. And what I've been encouraging the people who've stopped at the booth, who are current technology directors, is to consider that your time is equal to money. And this, being a pathfinder, helps me to tell other people, or allows me the opportunity to tell other people, to help them understand that there are products, there's this product in particular, that will help them save themselves time. And
that's Pied Piper-like too, by the way.
It is, but the point that you made, it's all about the end user experience. And so a lot of people have bad things to say about their IT director. I'm sure there were teachers that said bad things about me. However, when we keep in mind that the end result is the experience that the user has, whether it be a student, a faculty member, or a custodian who might only need access to email, making that easier for everyone is really what it's about. And saving time also saves money.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I know of a school district who is upset because when a teacher gets hired, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks
Correct.
for them to get their credentials.
Right.
And then the teachers are sad because they have to do less planning to get in, never active. So you guys are saying you guys have solved their problem.
Correct. That's correct. It's a click.
That just doesn't exist in that way yet. I'll just say, I think when you think about the day one access, you know, I can sponsor somebody and I can bring Diana into our ecosystem, give her access to her email, to the courses that she's going to need access to, the LMS, all in the click of one button. I'm letting them know exactly who she is in her persona based upon maybe a substitute teacher that's coming in and out, a contractor that's coming in and out of the school district. They still need access. And we give out our credentials to them to go and get access, which puts us all at risk. So I think being able to go to one place and get that person in for the time that they're supposed to be in with the access they're supposed to have, that to me is a game changer.
And it's immediate.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So no more waiting to have to get on email.
No.
Get out of here.
No, I'm not kidding.
That's crazy.
Well, and the converse of that is, goodness gracious, if it were to happen that an employee were to do something illegal and you need to walk that person to the door at the end of Wednesday afternoon, you can uncheck a box and that person has no access to your data. That is game changer for technology directors.
Yes, technology directors and HR directors.
Correct. Correct.
This would be a really good thing.
Yes.
All right, so last but not least, and I've been doing this to everybody, I'm a building principal, so y'all already sold me. But for somebody who's reluctant about this, what would you say to them? That why would they need this versus anything else?
Say we are like corporate level quality, and schools have settled for so much less. We have been working in the corporate world and we've made an excellent product, but we saw the need in education. In 2020, we redefined our market and we have limited it to that K-20 group because of the need in schools. Schools don't know what they're missing out on yet, but we are top level. So I'm really excited. I think what they need is what we have to offer. And that way, when it comes to the learning and when it comes to the access that they need in the classroom, they don't have to think about those things. It's already set in place. Right. So it's not just time management, it's understanding that we need quality and we need it right now. And we have it now. So it's an exciting time.
Okay. Where can our listening audience find you all at? First of all, everybody knows who you are. So not just you and you, but where can they find you on Twitter, Facebook, any type of social media?
Yeah, I'll tell you for identity automation, it's identityautomation.com. For me personally, it's Jaime Donally, which is spelled funky, Jaime Donally. And the Maryalice? Okay, I have all my crazy initials. So I'm obviously from Boston. Everybody's a very somebody from Boston. So mine is MBFXC, all saints names, like initials, just my saints, because that's what they do in Boston too. So MBFXC on Twitter, but I feel like nobody takes those initials. So it's actually like, talk about digital identity. That's my identity. You can find me anywhere with MBFXC. So thank you.
And I'm DMMCGHEE. It's D. McGhee, but the H is silent, so don't ask me why I married someone who complicated my spelling of my last name.
Amen.
But I did, and I love him. And he'll never see this, but I still love him.
Thank you, ladies, for stopping by, and I appreciate the time that you had to talk to me today.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Flipboard fam. This is your favorite coach, Coach Jeffrey, and I have another amazing guest here today. I have Miss Melody McAllister. Welcome to the show. Melody, tell our listening audience a little bit more about yourself.
I am Melody McAllister. I'm working with Spaces, and I'm like the educator advocate, the community builder, and I do all of these events, and I get to bring in my amazing friends because we don't give away trash swag. No, we don't. We support educators with their feedback. We're a great learning space where teachers and students can collaborate and really form relationships and also celebrate learning. We are more than grades. We celebrate growth over grades. And Rochelle is a huge part of our community and an advocate, and students really like our platform. They feel like it helps them grow and understand that they can empower not just their classroom community, but that's where it starts, but even the world. So I love working with Spaces. I'm also an educator and author and a friend of my coach here. So yes, that's all me.
Melody, tell us a little bit more about Spaces.
Actually, we're just about to come out with proficiency scales. If you're a standards-based grading teacher, you're going to love us. But it's just about to come out this summer. We are free for teachers. Well, of course, we would love to be adopted and partner with school districts or schools individually. But if you're a teacher and you want something to build that community and showcase learning and even tag your standards to what is being learned, we are that platform for you. And so you can start with us for free, and we will never make teachers pay. That's not the thing. But we are supportive. We have a community on Facebook. If you go to facebook.com/groups, we're on Twitter at spaces_edu. We're on Instagram at spacesedu. So find us and be a part of our community. We love your feedback. We love educators. I'm an educator, and I love to support my fellow community members. And I just thank every educator for everything they're doing. It's been hard last few years. So if you're still in the trenches and you're doing a great job, I appreciate you so much. Our whole community does.
Melody, where can our listening audience find you at on social media?
Yes, you can find me at MJ McCallie Writes on everything you can imagine. MJMCALIWRITES. I love social media because it builds community. And also, I feel I'm one of those weird people that says a lot of things and thinks that other people need to hear their thoughts. I don't know why. I'm just that way. I'm an author with EduMatch. I love EduMatch. Also, Rochelle is part of our EduMatch family. And social media is my thing because it really does. When you do it well, you can actually form a really supportive community. And I love to just encourage others in what they're doing and celebrate with their victories, as well as create content. I have a book chat every week, or I'm taking a break this summer. But yeah, I feature a lot of edu authors and sometimes steamy romance novel authors because they are my favorite.
Welcome back, Flipboard fam. This is your favorite coach, Coach Jeffrey, and I am in a award-winning podcast host and high school principal who is passionate about building capacity in educators. In this podcast, I want to hear from educators who are innovating and inspiring other educators and find out how they're using technology to personalize learning for each student. I love to discover new ways to use video, audio, social media, and more in instruction, and then share those ideas with you on the Flipboard EDU podcast. I believe that sharing and learning new techniques for flipping classrooms are vital to personalized learning and presents opportunities for our students post-pandemic. With this podcast, you can get inspired by real stories of educators who are using technology and pedagogy in creative ways to improve their teaching and learning for their students. So like we always do at this time, let's collaborate, communicate, and educate with the best educators in the world right here on Flipboard EDU Podcast.